Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to Belgian Grand Prix in Belgian Spa, and let's move on to qualifying one. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and also press notification icon for more videos. And let's get going. Qualifying one, hot lap. And then as you can see, this is a bit straight, which is a small straight, not a big straight, and then heavy braking towards right hand hairpin. Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, it's one of the longest circuit in FR almost around 7 kilometers in length. And then this is one of the flat out sections. It goes towards uphill, and then then another flat out section. That corner is called Erog, very famous corner. And then a long straight around 350 kilometers an hour.
Then medium braking towards right hand corner towards left hand curves, then another flat out right hand section, and then I had to use a lot of curb there so that to maintain the pace, and then heavy braking towards a long right hand turn, and then another left hand turn, and then again flat out section towards a left hand kink towards double left hander here, and then flat out section here. So and then comes another S section with not heavy braking, a light fourth gear, and then you should be very quick on this corner, so otherwise you lose a lot of time. Then another brake towards the right hand corner, and then this is a completely flat out section till the end of this final corner. Till final corner it's flat out, as you can see, around 340 kilometers an hour we can go. And then even though it's not straight, but it's complete flat out section for a Formula 1 car with the amount of downforce we have, and then heavy braking towards a right and left corner, and that's completes the hot lap in qualifying one. This lap should be good enough for top 5. I feel I did not make any mistakes. It shares P1, but so top 2. Danny Ricciardo somehow got 4/10 of a second. So I think we are in the mix. Maybe we can get top 3 by the end of qualifying 3. So let's move on to qualifying 2.
So I wanted to go as early as possible because the weather looked pretty cloudy there, so I expected a rain any moment. As you can see, Spa is a very long circuit, so even one lap takes around 1 minute 40 seconds, somewhere around that. So anything can happen. So I went on the grass, and then I think I lost the momentum. And I lost the back end there by moving over the curb, sausage curb. So first corner, not a great corner. So I lost a lot of time there. Hopefully I can recover the lost time in the second and third sectors. So Q2 lap is not shouldn't be a matter at all, because if my car is good enough for top 5. So even though I lost a lot of time there, maybe half a second there, I should be pretty much in the top 4 or top 5, even though I not a great lap in Q2. So it doesn't matter. So it's only to go through top 10 for the qualifying 3, and I lost a front wing there, as you can see. That may hinder my chance of getting top 10. I'm losing a lot of downforce there. So as you can see, I went outside that corner. I was not able to maintain the pace and also turn in. So anyway, I should be a bit slower, but not so much that should not give me a top 10 position. But anyway, as you can see, I'm using all the available space to me because of this front wing loss. I lost around 50% of my downforce, front downforce. So that's the reason. But Spa, I think it's not much of corners. It's a fast corner, so even though I lost a front wing, I should be able to put a good lap for top 5 at least. I think, I don't know, both us is in mediums. But anyway, I got P1, but it shouldn't be P1. So as you can see, 1.6 seconds slower than Ricardo. Moving on to qualifying 3, I already had a banker lap, which was not a great lap, but still it shows P1. But I shouldn't take any chances because Ricardo will be faster in the second lap. So I have to go for another lap to fight for pole, because I got to know that from the weather forecast that it will be a very wet race. So as I told you, it's very difficult to maintain the position, or at least if you are in front, you can very well maintain the position by somehow blocking them, blocking the person who's about to overtake you. But if you are behind, I think it will be very difficult. But anyway, let's see. So I had to go for this. I had to fight for pole. So first sector is purple, and I'm around 2/10 to 110 to 2/10 quicker than my previous best. So I'm pushing a lot here. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of curves there to maximize my input and output towards that corner, in and out. And I went outside there. A warning, I lost the back end. A slight snap of oversteer there. I had to correct it. But as you move on, I think half a second faster. See, as you can see, Daniel Ricciardo got the pole position there. So that's the time to beat. So his sector is 11. So I am 2/10 up on him. So in the second sector, so I got the purple sector 1, purple sector 2. So it's all about the straight line of, not straight line, yeah, flat out section of this, and then final corners. So that should decide who will get the pole. Hopefully it's me, because 2/10 it should be able to carry forward in the sector 3 as well. I lost the back end there, a slight oversteer, but I still was able to maintain, and that should be a pole position. And that's a great lap from my side. I think I usually don't get pole so often like Daniel Ricciardo, but now I'm right in the mix. So pole position of about 3/10. So I gained another 10th in the last sector, which is good enough for me. So anyway, as you can see, it's completely
We're
wet,
in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside with 9 right corners and 10 left corners, giving us a grand total of 19. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in these conditions, we won't be seeing anything like that today. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? They need 6th or better to ensure they stay in contention for the championship. Anything outside that and their fate is no longer in their hands.
The key now will be to keep in the right mindset. We've seen time and again that things go wrong if you just try and do the minimum. Not necessarily because of the pressure, but because it's different to your usual approach. They'll need to avoid that and stay focused today.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Kumar lines up on pole position, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Gasly, Lewis Hamilton and Norris, Albon, Kvyat, Sainz and Sergio Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen, Esteban Ocon and Stroll, Vettel, Grosjean, George Russell and Kevin Magnussen, Latifi, Giovinazzi, De Vries and Mick Schumacher. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Yeah, so as you can see, the top season forecast, so it's pretty much raining till the end of the Grand Prix, so 1 or 2 ultimate as usual. And let's move on for the race. I am just looking at the strategy. All are wet tires, so it's completely wet. Hopefully we can get something out of it. So as 5 lights illuminate, and then away we go. So I got a good start, no wheel spin, good start at least for my side. And I think, as you can see, I lost the braking point there and I went deep towards that corner. Hopefully I don't lose the back end. It's very tricky, it's very wet. Yeah, so I lost the position to both us. Hopefully I should be able to regain. And this E-Rogue is very tricky for a player, because usually AI is pretty fast there and they don't lose back end. So as you can see, I lost the back end there. I got a snap of oversteer, I had to correct it, and Ricciardo easily overtook me. So that's how it is. It's in the rain, it's very difficult, and I'm gaining on his toe, so hopefully I cannot pass him. Yeah, so I lost the back end there again. Gasly is there to pile a pressure on me, so I don't want to lose another position. I already lost 2 positions in the lap 1, which is not okay from my side. but that is how it is. It's very tricky to drive in the rain. It's like sliding all over the place. As you can see, I'm losing the back end. I'm getting a lot of oversteer and a lot of understeers everywhere. So somehow I'm maintaining. Maybe this is how it is for the first lap because it's very wet. I had to get used to it. And as you can see, Ricardo and Bottas are pulling away. So I'm losing a lot of time. As you can see, I'm losing a lot of time because of understeer and oversteers. If you can see my steering wheel, I'm using a lot of corrections towards those oversteer and understeer. So my steering wheel will give you the right input of how hard it is to maintain the car on the track, especially on the corners. So it's very tricky. And anyway, the first lap almost comes to end after this section. So as you can see, they are pulled away around 2 seconds in front of me. Bottas is not quicker than me, that is for sure. So I should be able to catch, which is good for us because Ricardo is in second position. Let's hope for the best. And towards the final corner, I think Ricardo is very close to Bottas. Hopefully, I'm only expecting him not to overtake Bottas, because once he overtakes, I think Ricardo will pull away. As you can see, I think Bottas got the fastest lap, and this time I judged the braking point perfectly. Actually, I have to brake earlier than what was my braking point in the dry circuit, because in the wet it is the braking distance is more than the what you do in the dry circuit. But anyway, as you can see, it's 1.12 seconds further, and I should be able to keep the pace of this, and hopefully I can close in and overtake both of them. I got the purple sector 1, so the pace is still there. It's only a first lap incident, so let's hope for the best. So I was quicker than Ricardo in the dry, so I'm expecting the same in the wet, unless I don't make a mistake. As you can see, I'm still getting a lot of understeer and oversteer there, correcting a lot of things. Oh my god, I touched the barrier there. Hopefully I did not lose anything, nothing flew from there, so no front wing damage. And this time I was able to keep the car perfectly on the track. As you can see, there is a dry line opening compared to the right hand side, where you can see the water everywhere. So if you go there, there is a chance of understeer and over. Something happened, yellow flag. So someone crashed or something, I'm not sure, but anyway, green flag as soon as that. So it's around the similar. Okay, there is a full safety car deployed. Okay, something happened. Daniel Kvyat. So maybe something happened to him. He's stuck in the pit straight. I don't know, maybe an engine failure or some component failure. Okay, so that's how it is. So maybe safety car, which is maybe good for us. I think the rain is still there. Maybe it's not the right time for intermediates, but let's see. Maybe another lap behind safety car. I don't know, maybe we can get something out of it. Maybe a free pit stop. Let's hope for the best. I'm just asking Jeff what is the weather, and he's telling me the same thing, that it's perfect for the wet weather tires only. And as you can see, it is raining, but it is Spa. Anything can change immediately within a matter of few seconds. Hopefully by this end of lap 3, maybe something happens. Maybe we can get a free pit stop. Let's see. I'm doing tire warm up there. Otherwise, once the restart, we will not have the pace. As you can see, I think it's right time for me to come to pit stop. I think Jeff gave me that this is a time to stop for intermediates, even though he did not change my strategy from intermediate to wet. So yeah, I think I see a few people also behind me stopping for intermediate tires. So I think this is the best strategy for us. Then I think Ricardo and Bottas went ahead. So maybe it's not a good strategy for them. So I should be able to pretty much get a free pit stop compared to the guys who have not stopped, because I think this is the only lap behind safety car. After that, the safety car will come back and most of the guys will go for the pit stop, and that's how we get all the positions. So even though I am P19 right now, everybody is in behind safety car, very slow pace, so I can catch the back of this train and easily pass everybody, because most of them are wet tires, so I should be able to pass them. Oh my god, I came in very fast, so I had to evade Otherwise I would have hit Sainz. So they were pretty much slow, and it's very wet, so I was not able to see properly in front of me. Yeah, so staying behind Sainz. As you can see, almost everybody in front of me is in wet weather tires. I am the front running in the intermediate section. So Perez, Russell, I think they also got the cheap pit stop, and they changed to the perfect tires for this Grand Prix. And I think Perez may have a chance for podium. So this time, and Russell, even though he's in the right tire, I don't think he has the pace to maintain that position. So let's see what happens. So at the end of this lap, I think safety car should come in. Along with that, many people will come in because of wet weather to intermediate change, because it's right time to change to intermediate because the rain has stopped. What you see in the camera is only the spray from the tires of Sainz and further guys, because that's how it is. There is no protection towards the spray, and everything, if you follow behind them, all the water from their tires spray towards you. So that's why you see this screen drenched in water droplets. But if I come outside of this stove from Sainz, you will not see this much amount of rain or droplets in the camera. So as you can see, it's cloudy. There is no more rain now. So yeah, so as you can see, safety car is coming in, and we have to maintain the speed. It's too many cars, 19 cars, so I cannot overtake, I cannot do anything here. So I have to be behind Sainz till the finish line, and then only I can overtake. As you can, I am seeing in the mini map that many of them are going for the pit stop. So Sainz is not one among them who is going for the pit stop, as well as Schumacher. So right hand side you can see everybody is going for the pit stop. So that's how I got from P19 to P6, maybe P5, no, P6. So someone stayed back there. So both us, I see he has stayed back, and another McLaren has stayed back. I don't know who else is stayed back there. So anyway, I should be quicker than the front running guys because of wet weather. I had to go over there, because if I did some control over there, I would have lost the back end and spin. So that's how it is. Even though it is a bit less wet, it's still tricky to drive. So I got the purple sector there because of wet intermediate tires. Let's hope for the best. We hopefully overtake both Sainz and Schumacher. Maybe in this corner I'll try to dive bomb. No, it's too far. I have to be patient. I should not do some maneuver which hinders my progress and damages my front wing and all these things. He's very slow out of this corner, so I had to be back, and it's a slight touch. I think slight contact happened, and then he moved towards the left side. It was an easy overtake, and this is Schumacher, so I should be able to overtake him pretty easily. He will be very slow in the corners, so I am going outside, and yes, this is an inside corner, so I got it. So Schumacher, even though he's good, I think he doesn't have the car to keep me behind. I think which is good for us, because I've overtaken Sainz and Schumacher, which gives me a breathing space towards Perez, and as a Russell is not a threat to me, but Perez may be a threat because it's raining, and whatever advantage you have may not be that much in rain. So it's good for us. So as you can see, Hamilton, Verstappen is now pitting. Bad strategy from them. Anyway, so they will be behind everybody, I guess. So that's how it is. Let's see. I got the fastest lap there, 1 minute 54.9. So if you compare this lap with my qualifying lap, which is around 1 minute 39s, it's around 15 seconds slower. That's how it is. It's raining, so you don't go fast, especially in the corners. Straight lines, it will be similar because there is no corners. It's only the cornering speed which will be reduced drastically because of wet weather or intermediate tires, because of rain and the track being very wet and sliding everywhere. So another 2/10 faster compared to the older lap in sector 1. So yeah, the pace is there, so I should be able to maintain. I don't know why Norris did not stop at all. He's losing a lot of time. As you can see, he's still in wet weather tires. Maybe because Sainz stopped in the lap, last lap. I think that's why he did not want to double stack, so he went ahead. Just keep monitoring the gap between myself and Norris. It was 6 seconds plus. Now it is 5.7. by the end of this lap, you can see how much time he loses. He should be able to he should be losing around 2 to 3 seconds to me. So it is 5.6. Already lost 1 second from 6.4 or something. So as you can see, that's a very bad strategy. So Norris, I think, definitely will be not in top 10 for sure, even though he's leading the Grand Prix right now. So another purple sector, no, it's a green sector. So it was 2.25 seconds faster than the previous lap which I had, so which is good. So as you can see, he's already lost 2 seconds now. So it was 6.4, now it is 4.5. So, and in this straight, I think you will lose even more time. And this, especially I lost the back end there. I had to correct it. As you can see, the steering input, it was very tricky there. It was a fast flat out section. I tried flat out, but it did not work out. So I lost the back end. So I lost the speed there. And anyway, so this is all learning for me, because in the wet weather you don't know how the track is going to be. So it's all judgmental. In dry, you know, you have practiced very well. You qualified in dry, so everything you know how the track would be. But as soon as it is wet, you will not know anything. So it's all judgmental. How to brake, when to brake, when to correct the steering, when to go slow, all these things. So yeah, that's how it is. So as you can see, I think Ricardo, yeah, so he was second, but Bottas was first. I don't know where is Bottas now. I don't see him at all. But at least Ricardo is in P3. He should be able to overtake Perez easily, because Perez is not at all a threat to Ricardo. So I think he will overtake very soon. But Ricardo has the fastest lap now. So even though I got the sector 1 now, so hopefully we can get a fastest lap and get that additional point. But anyway, it doesn't matter, because we are in the lead, and also we are in the lead in the World Championships. And Ricardo has no chance. I think I'm almost 80 points ahead of him. I think so, not 80, somewhere around 60 to 70 points ahead of him. And with this one, I should be able to even gain more points on him. And I think within 1 or 2 races, if I keep doing this what I'm doing right now, then I'll be champion with 3 races to go, I think. So yeah, that's how it is. So I started at the back foot. Ricardo was winning, and somehow the tracks which suited me well, I think it was no match, even though he was getting in the pole positions every qualifying, except 1 or 2. In this one I got pole, and I think some other track where I got 1 more pole. So even though in all other tracks he got the pole position, he did not win. I think he won only 1 or 2 races, I guess, where I was not able to challenge even for the P2. So anyway, I'm moving on to lap 8. I got the fastest lap, which is good for me. 4/10 faster than the previous lap. Hopefully Ricardo doesn't have the pace to do it. I think he will have the pace if he overtakes Perez for sure. Lewis Hamilton has the pace to match us. I think he got the fastest lap, and that's not a good for us, but let's hope. I think the track is drying up, so maybe we'll get another fastest sector here. I'm just asking where is my rival to see. My rival is Bottas, so I wanted to see where he is, because at least I could not see in the top 5, because he was leading the Grand Prix at the start before the safety car. So yeah, so it's, I don't know. So the Jeff's told me he's somewhere around P7 or P8. So I think P7 maybe. But yeah, let's move on. We got the purple sector 1, and 5 seconds to Perez. I think so that should be easily maintainable, even though Ricardo overtakes. I had to go wide there. I got a lot of understeer there. So, but anyway, it's no harm done. I think even the computer knows that it was an understeer, and I lost a lot of time. That's why it did not give me warning. Maybe, or it could also be that I'm anyway slower because of rain, and I did not think that I gained a lot of time, even though I gained. Maybe, so we don't know. Anyway, I got another sector 2, still green. So somehow I'm losing a lot of time in sector 2 compared to the AI. But anyway, I got the purple sector 1, green sector 2, half a second faster, hopefully, by the end of this lap, and then I can get the fastest lap of this race. So I perfectly did this lap. I think Hamilton somehow overtook him. Let's see. Yeah, I got the fastest lap. Let's see how Hamilton overtook I don't know, Gasly. So this is Ricardo and myself. Yeah, so Russell. So Hamilton, as I told, Russell doesn't have any pace to keep up, even though he did a very good strategy. So that's how Hamilton overtook Russell and came to P5. and the only Albon, I think Albon is 2 seconds ahead of him. Albon is in Red Bull, so he will have a pace to keep Hamilton behind. And now Ricciardo and Perez, I think as you can see, they are very close, only half a second between them. So I think in this lap I feel Ricciardo will overtake in this straight, I believe. Let's see. We can monitor the gap between Perez and Ricciardo and see whether he overtakes or not. From our side, I think it is done. I should not make any mistakes. And the intermediate tires is good for us because it has more grip. So moving on to lap 10 and penultimate lap, the end of this section, as you can see, there is no more rain and no more puddles anywhere can be seen. So track is almost dried up. So even though I wanted to ask Jeff what happened, what is the track and how the tires, he keeps telling me this is the last lap, so that means you don't want to stop, so you just carry on. Doesn't matter about tires anymore, so you just carry on, and I'm doing that. So Ricciardo has overtaken Perez, and yeah, so that's how it is. So it's pretty much in the bag, this race. There is nothing much happening, so they are very much behind, around 8 seconds, as I can see from this thing. I thought I am going very slowly, but still I am able to maintain that pace, even though that's how it is. So I'm just looking at where is Ricciardo and Perez. So they are already in the straight, but I am in this section, so they are pretty far behind. But anyway, let's hope nothing happens to Ricciardo, because usually AIs, you never know, they will just get some mechanical issues or some issues, even though even when they are leading or something, as Ricciardo experienced in Baku. If you have not watched previous episodes of my Team Career Season 3, please go and watch, and also please subscribe and share. And anyway, moving on to this final section, and I was struggling to keep the car because the tires are overheating. It's no more track for intermediates, it's a track for dry tires, but it's not, doesn't matter because it's a final lap. As you can see, Ricciardo was 8 seconds behind. Now he gained around 1.2 seconds on me. Yeah, I was struggling to keep the car on track. I was getting a lot of understeer, as you can see in that corner. I was not able to meet the apex, but anyway, it's not important. We won the race. Victory is ours. And let's see who got the driver of the day. I shouldn't, maybe, because I started from pole, even though I went back to P19 and crawled my way back up because of pit stops or whatever it is. The AI or the script doesn't recognize that. So anyway, doesn't matter. No benefit for us if we are not driver of the day. And that's Belgium for you guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and also press bell icon for more videos. Thank you very much for watching. I will be uploading complete season 3, another 4 or 5 races, and after that I am planning to go for F1 2021, which will be releasing next month, 2 weeks in 2 weeks time. So I'll purchase the deluxe edition for earlier access, July 13th, and I'll upload all the content. So I'm planning to start Breaking Point career. That's the most hyped in-game feature, and after that my teen season and so on. So please subscribe, guys. There will be a lot of content from now on. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.
This is their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day? And
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed. I know that's at odds with the official decision, but I think they deserve some recognition on a day where both of these drivers are at the top of their game.
it's time to